Hello everyone, my name is Devin and welcome back to another PC building video. We left off last time. We had a fairly easy week. We got some pretty simple things to start off. Literally on day one, all we did was replace a graphics card, and that was the job for the day. So, hoping this week is going to be just as easy, if not easier, because we had a nice, smooth, easygoing episode last time, and I would love to continue the trend. So, last time we replaced a graphics card, a couple of hard drives, and a couple of motherboards, and because of that, I just have this MATX board sitting in my inventory. So I'm hoping this week somebody needs a B250M because I just don't want to have to waste that money. I'm not going to put it into my rig. I think it's actually slightly better than my board because I think I also have the H170 MTech. Actually, you know what? I lied. It's not better. The RAM speed isn't even as fast. So it literally is just a worse board. That's actually hilarious. But that's fine. I mean, realistically, because of that, I need some way to get rid of it without having to sell it for cheap, you know. Because let's be real here. It's $57 to sell. Not a whole ton of money. I spent like 80 on it, I think. So it's kind of annoying that I just have it here now. But nonetheless, let's turn the computer on. What do we have for parts today? We got another board. We got a couple of hard drives. We got a PSU. That's also very loud. I'm going to turn my headset down a little bit. So we have 3 jobs today. Apparently we got to replace a board and a hard drive. We got to place a PSU and a hard drive. And we just got to scan this baby for viruses. Let's start with the easy one. Nice little leeway into the episode. All we got to do is scan for viruses. There's nothing dirty about it either. So I'm just going to go ahead and put things back together. There's no reason to do anything inside. Unless they wanted cables, I don't know. You just wanted virus scan, right? Yeah, what is it? Oh, it's Hazel. It's that weird person that wanted me to use some sort of like symbolic energy to fix their computer. It didn't work. So we're gonna have to just remove the viruses. That's fine. That's all we have to do. So in that case, let's plug in our USB. We're gonna turn the power on. I want to apologize in advance as well in case I do sound very tired. This is only like a few hours after I kind of hopped on and like woke up for the morning. It's now the afternoon, but I still feel wicked groggy for some reason, and realistically, like that's just how I always feel in the morning. I will say, however, that I've been very efficient today. I already uploaded the previous episode today earlier to YouTube on the channel, and this one will be going out after the new DDLC video. The new DDLC video being the second part of Understanding, which will be pretty neato. We have ourselves 438 viruses. Damn, these guys cannot take care of their computers to save their lives. It's kind of annoying. Like I do regular scans on my home computer all the time, and I get nothing. No scans for threats whatsoever. And I've had this computer, at least this setup and install Windows for over a solid probably a few years now. Because when I first started it, it was in the case where it had been built by my friend. Now, since then, I put it back. You know, I've taken it apart and put it back together. But for the most part, it is still technically my friend's build that he did for me. Where at the time I wasn't really huge into the building portions of PC stuff. Got some new stuff. That's pretty cool. Real quickly, I'm just gonna make sure we don't have any like 3D Mark Score stuff. Fix needed. All he needs is a diagnose and a fix. This guy needs a 3D Mark Score, so we're gonna reject that. This guy's just the award-winning author, and then we just got the jobs here today. And then tomorrow we only have the one job, so that's pretty cool. So I guess you might as well just put these rigs on the top here. We'll start with this one because this one's very dirty. We'll go ahead and take everything apart, give it a cleaning. We'll put the new board and the new hard drive in as well. So we're literally taking everything out of this case because it needs a new hard drive. So we have to take the drive out of the drive bay, meaning we got to open up this back part too. We take out the hard drive. don't know why there's just that one random pink cable. I don't know why you even decided that was a good idea. Actually, you know what? There's a few pink cables. Why is there some black and some pink? What the heck? Like, dude, this does not match at all. Okay, well, do that. We'll open our memory chip. We got some Ripjar RAM. That's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and unplug our 24-pin connector. And we got to also replace... We don't have to replace the PSU because that's not one of the things that said you need to replace. We will, however, clean the... Actually, you know what? The board is something we have to replace, so we got to take the board out, and then I'll clean the case because then it'll make it easier for me to clean the case. It'll be faster, I think, because there's less components to have to worry about cleaning. So we'll go ahead and... take these standoffs off, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few moments when I've cleaned the case. Alright, the case looks pretty magnificent. Alright, let's go. In that case, now we're going to put the new board in, which is the A320M that we got in the mail today. So I'll put that in there, and while we're at it, we're also going to place the hard drive in the back of the chassis so we can close up that back panel as well. So we're going to grab the hard drive real quick. A little bit of a stutter there. That was kind of funny. We got 250 gigabytes. We'll put that in there. We'll plug it in into the new board. Plug the new board in. Plug the CPU power in. Plug the SSD in because I'm pretty sure it's where Omega's installed. I almost said Windows. Copyright. I think we don't have to worry about having an OS because of the fact that I think it's already, if they're smart, they've already installed it on the SSD because that's where it would run the fastest. So we'll go ahead and put his chip back in. We'll put the new thermal paste on, and we will close it up with this big monstrous thing of a CPU cooler. The thing is, it's like I don't really care for the size of these big CPU coolers, like of the air coolers. But unfortunately, those tend to be the ones that actually like have better cooling. So it's like they look ugly, but they work the best. So there's really no complaining about it, which is kind of annoying because like I have a 212 from Cooler Master. And it's literally like it barely just fits in without touching like the case panel, and it's like it's cutting it really close. But the thing is, it's like it works. Like my computer has never been cooler, so it's like. But if I were to put like a stock like Intel cooler into that machine, it would run like it would heat up like garbage. It just would not run well at all. What? They weren't smart? They did not... They literally put Omega on the hard drive instead of the SSD. Are you an idiot? Well, let's real quickly turn this off. And I'm going to real quickly just remove the power to the hard drive so that it doesn't try to install it to the hard drive. And while the SSD is still plugged in, I am gonna install Omega to the SSD because that guy, whoever had this computer, does not know speed differences. There we go. So now we got Omega on the solid state. We're gonna go ahead and plug in our hard drive again. Yes, you can technically go into the BIOS and choose it to be the SSD to install Windows 2, and technically in the install itself, you can do that. But with this game, it just does it for you, everything. So, like with the game, I make sure I just, it installs the right thing by only having that thing, like, singled out. Whereas, if you're installing Windows to a machine, at least it'll ask you where you wanted to install it to. Omega doesn't do that, so you don't have to worry about. We have to worry a little more about actually, what devices are plugged in and what's not. That's fine. It's all good. I don't think we need to worry about viruses or anything because it's a new install of Omega, so we don't have to worry about running for viruses when there literally is nothing else but the base install of Omega on there. So this should be a 5-star. Yeah, let's go. I'm smart like that. We got some more parts in the shop. That's cool. This guy needs PSU and a hard drive replacement. Fairly simple. All we gotta do is open up the back here. It really doesn't even require the front to be open, but we do have to clean it out. Those are some very bright white cables. Oh my lord. Alright, we'll unplug the cables. We'll go ahead and take off the mount for the PSU, and then we'll go ahead and put the new one in, because we bought another 450 for this man, and at least I think they're a man. Arbitrary. I guess you really won't know, because it doesn't actually have a name in the email. It's like a company of some sort. We'll go ahead and plug in the new PSU in. I love how clean it looks compared to the actual case itself. We'll go ahead and clean up the case too while we're here. Let me just take care of the hard drive first, and we'll put the new one in. And I always assume it's a hard drive, because I think the game tells you if it's the SSD or the hard drive. It'll say SSD if that is the issue. So let's plug everything back in. I don't think they said anything about color, like plastic white cables. Okay, that's what you want. Nope, that's the guy in transit. Never mind. We want this guy. Never cleaned it out. He EVG. Yeah, that's the PSU. That's fine. Okay, cool. In that case, we're good to go. All we gotta do is plug things in. No, just plug in the thing. And if this guy, I really hope this guy is smart. Please, for the love of Lord, tell me that this guy installed Omega to his solid state, and I don't have to worry about anything like that. Let's go ahead and give it some air first, because it's very dirty inside. And I'll be back with you guys when this is all cleaned up. Alright, it's looking pretty clean now. It's good to go, really. All we gotta do is make sure, please, for the love of the Lord, tell me there's an OS on here. Oh my god, this guy's not smart! We gotta unplug the hard drive again, because I don't want it to install the hard drive. It would also help if I put the USB in there, huh? Can I click on it, please? I don't know what it is with this, like the accuracy of clicking this game, but I click the obvious giant box. It's very, very big. Oh, I just bumped my mic. A very big box to click on, and the game's like, you didn't click on it yet, even though I've clicked on it 3 flipping times. Like, come on, game, give me a break here. All right, we can go ahead and plug in our hard drive again, because we no longer need to worry about the install. And then we're just going to go ahead and plug it up, turn it back on, make sure it's still good, while we put the case panel on. And we are good to go with that. We're going to go ahead and collect that. We got our 5 stars. Nice job. So me. Alright. Did I ever get the 5? I never did get an achievement for the 5 star. I have 5 stars. It looks like it anyway, for the most part. I've got 5 stars, and I still haven't gotten the achievement yet for saying, oh, you got a 5-star rating. It's like, yeah, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's too early on. Maybe they don't want me, maybe they don't want 1 5-star rating to get a 5-star, you know, I guess that makes sense. Alright, this guy's still in transit, this guy I just completed, and that's just my uncle being like, hey, give me 5,000 bucks, I'll give you 10% of my shop, even though we're literally doing all the work for him. And we're getting paid like nothing for it. I want to real quickly just check the prices of other stuff. Okay, auto standoff would be great down the road once we actually unlock it. Because once we unlock the auto standoff, we won't have to worry about the actual standoffs. It'll be more like real life, where you're just screwing in the motherboard, and the standoffs all screw in by themselves for you. I can't wait for some of these even on my main account, I still don't have the auto cable tool. I think it's just kind of funny that like I'm wicked high level in my own profile, and I have not yet actually bought a lot of things. There's also quick stuff as well, so like the screwing becomes faster, which I think is pretty cool. I can actually buy another USB drive if I want. You know what? It's only 300. I think I'm gonna buy it, because if I'm working on multiple projects at once, I have run into the thing already where it's like I have to wait for something else to be done to be able to use the USB drive. So you know what? Having 2 USB drives will definitely help out in the long run. So that's fine. We'll go ahead and shut up the shop for the day. Shut up the shop. We'll shut down the shop for the day, and we'll go ahead and start day number 2. All right. So this today is pretty simple. We just have to discover what's wrong with this computer, and we gotta fix it. And if it doesn't turn on at all, we know it's either going to be the power supply as well or the motherboard, because those tend to be what causes it just not to start up at all. Yeah, okay, so it's not starting up at all. So the first thing I'll do is check the power supply, because that's the easiest thing to check first. If I don't have to get into further diagnosis, that's a word, with the rest of the motherboard stuff and not taking it all apart. If I don't have to, then I'd like to do that. So we'll test out the power supply first. We'll see if it works. If it does, then we know we have a bigger problem on our hand. We'll go ahead and take that out. And our power supply is looking like it's going to be broken. So that is my synopsis. We're going to buy a new 500 for the guy. We're going to make it same day. Why not? We have the money for it. And we're going to go ahead and put the new power supply in there. And we're going to put the mount back on. Actually, I'm going to... Yeah, well, I mean, it's broken anyway, so I might as well put the mount on. But I'm going to test to see if it turns on. And I'm really hoping it does, because I've never really had a situation where both the power supply and the motherboard is the issue. They're both the issue. Well, hold on. I need to read the email. What did this person do to their computer? I can't believe that the PC broke. Whatever's broken, you'll have to look at it with what's happened. There was this really bad burning smell. Now it won't turn on. Ah. So the PSU must have shocked some other components. And you want white cables. Okay, I'll be sure to remember that. Okay. Well, this guy also needs a Z270 Carbon Pro. So we'll buy that same day, grab that, and now we gotta worry about actually taking it apart. So this is just lovely, isn't it? Let's go ahead and take our PCI lock off. We'll take the card out. We'll unscrew the card. We'll take the weird red wires off. I can understand why they want white cables, because the red just clearly is not working out for this case. I don't have to worry about the SSD. There's nothing wrong with it, as far as I'm aware. We'll have to find that out, I guess. And now we just gotta unscrew. You know what? I keep forgetting to do my method here by sitting on its side. I like the Roseville case this guy's got going here, though. This case here almost kind of reminds me of like an Apple desktop. It's funny. It looks kind of simplistic, like an Apple desktop would. And just in general, the circle at the top makes it look it really just seals the deal. We'll take those standoffs off, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up real quick, and then we'll go ahead and start putting the board in as well. Okay. The motherboard ain't broken! So if the motherboard ain't broken, then what's the problem? I'm an idiot. I realized what my problem was. I didn't plug anything in. I just realized now that the reason why it wouldn't turn on is because I forgot to plug the actual board in. So, if I plug the board in, I should be able to get a screen here, or not a screen because I don't have a GPU in there. But if things start working, let me go ahead and actually put like a CPU and a graphics card in there first, because then we'll know exactly what am I doing here. This guy wants white cables. It's funny, I click on the white cables and it's still giving me the gray cables. I really hate that, because now I'm gonna get like 4 stars for it. It's ridiculous. Well, there's a white cable. These are white cables, so then why were those other ones? Whatever, man. I don't even care anymore. Alright, we'll put the CPU back in. Go ahead and put the cooler back on. Plug the cooler in. Then we gotta put the RAM back in. Aren't we just smart? Alright, we're gonna put the graphics card back in. Literally just took everything out for the sake of nothing. Oh my god, I love this sometimes, you know that? Come on! Plug in the thing! Alright. Now I can turn it on. That was kind of annoying. I can't believe I did that. I really can't believe I just spent money on not one, but two mistake boards already. And there's you know, and I wonder why I'm losing money here. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and plug it back in, or we're gonna go ahead and put it back together, and we're gonna just check real quick to see if there's anything else. I don't think there was. White cable, Cooler Master components. I bought the PSU that was Cooler Master. Okay, so there's nothing else, and there's no viruses or anything they want to worry about, so it's just fine. We're good to go. We'll get our 5 stars, and just another random board in our inventory. Hazel's outraged again. Once again, I am shocked at your methods, your so-called business to ethics. My computer still won't turn on, despite your assurances that it's in working condition. I am convinced that if you had followed my instructions correctly, we would not have this conversation. Thank you. I appreciate you telling me I did wrong when I literally have video evidence that your computer is in working order. I am frankly appalled by the level of customer service you displayed throughout, considering your status as so-called expert. Rest assured, everyone at the Woodsy Alliance will be hearing about this, and I will be blogging about this on Roller. Well, you have fun with that, Hazel. I'm sure all of your 2 followers on Roller will be stoked to hear that I am a really terrible person that doesn't know what they're doing, despite the fact that I have video proof of me fixing things. Attention, you win! You've won 15 fabulous. We have 50 fabulous lots to give away. You may have already won. Please respond. Get in touch with us as soon as possible. We really need to give those yachts away. Seriously, we're in massive debt and we need to liquidate our assets. Well, you have fun with that. This guy needs a PSU and a hard drive. What does he need? He needs a Silverstone ET550B and a hard drive, which is a 2 terabyte Barracuda. So we'll go ahead and buy the Barracuda. We'll go ahead and buy the 550B, wherever that is. Here it is. Buy one of those. But next day, buy now, accept. This guy needs to replace a motherboard and a hard drive. What do you got? You got a AX370 and a 1 terabyte Barracuda. So 1 terabyte and was it a K7 or a Gaming 5? Gaming 5. Right there. We're gonna go next day. Buy now, accept. Upgrade, please. No 3D Mark scores. Upgrade, please. No 3D Mark scores. Discard. We are in business. Alright, we're going to turn that off for the day. Turn the live off. We're going to go ahead and start the next day up here because I know that yesterday was pretty. I kind of went a little slow here. And I've been a little slow today too because I'm replacing parts I don't need to. Alright, let's go ahead and put these 2 jobs up on the desk. Go ahead and turn our computer on. I'm going to go ahead and remove this because we need a new motherboard and a hard drive. We're going to go ahead and take the back cover off as well because the hard drive is going to be located in the back of the rig. We're going to go and unplug those. Going to take the thing out. We're going to put the 1 terabyte in there. You know what? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll I guess that's fine. I usually it shows up in the like the recent things at the bottom, so it's kind of funny it was at the very top. That confused me a bit. All right, I don't know why I plugged that in. We're literally having to replace the motherboard anyway, so we do have to take all these components out. So we'll go ahead and take those out. Take the PCI lock off, and we're gonna take the display port out. Or the HDMI I think we use. I'm not exactly sure what cable of choice they have, so... Alright, gonna unplug these USBs here. We're gonna go ahead and take the motherboard out. And we're gonna go ahead and start putting the new one in. Alright, We got the motherboard in. We're gonna put our CPU right back in. Actually, I'm gonna go to PC parts. We'll do this easier because they're all just right there lined up for us. Go and put the RAM in. Gonna put the card in. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some thermal paste on and put the cooler in. And we're gonna go ahead and plug the ATX power in. And we're gonna plug the solid state in. And I'm almost certain at this point. Was there any cables this guy was worrying about? No, he just wants a Seagate part, which we have. We don't have to worry about cables, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and put our PCI lock in, plug in our card, plug in our case, plug in our hard drive, and I'm immediately going to be plugging in this USB drive. And you know what? Just as a thing of reference, I'm just going to real quickly unplug that hard drive because I know dang well, yep, we have to install a thing onto the SSD because people can't seem to figure out the difference between the speed of an SSD and a hard drive. My god, like, install to the proper thing, please. Alright. I don't know what it is with people installing their OS to the slow-ass hard drive and not just, like, use... If you're gonna buy this, you're buying an SSD, you obviously know they're faster, so why don't you put your operating system on it? It just doesn't make sense to me. It just really doesn't. I love the color going on in this computer, too. There's a lot of color going on. Alright, there's no viruses we have to worry about. There's no cleaning we gotta worry about. We got ourselves some nice 5 stars there. This guy's, oh, Hazel's apologizing me now. Sorry for my previous email. I've since discovered my power cable is faulty. The computer is now working as expected. That's funny too, because like that actually does happen in the computer industry. People will literally write an entire hate email to a company, when in reality it could just be a simple issue like not plugging in a power cable correctly, or if it's like a problem with like not getting it to post, like it could just be very well that you plug in your HDMI into the board slot instead of your graphics card slot, and you have a CPU that doesn't have integrated graphics. So realistically, you're making things harder than it has to be for yourself. Alright, and then unfortunately, a lot of companies charge you to look at that stuff anyway. Alright, it's alright, Hazel. I know that you can make mistakes. No 3D Mark scores, no 3D Mark scores, no 3D Mark scores. And this guy just needs RAM. He's got an 8 gig Titan XL. We will grab that, wherever that is. I'm assuming it's this Sheen one right here, right? Yeah. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit next day delivery. Buy now, accept. And then we just got some new parts here. Cool. And then we're going to take care of this PC while we're here. This guy needs a new PSU and a hard drive, so it's not very dirty either. I might, you know what? I don't even have to worry about this front panel. I can literally not have to worry about touching a single thing in this rig. All I gotta do is, actually I lied, I do, because I gotta unplug everything. I'm being stupid! You can tell I'm being very tired because I don't know what I'm talking about today. So I do apologize about that in advance. We're gonna unplug that, we're gonna take the mount out. And I don't like non-modular power supplies because like they tend to, like, because all the cables are there, they tend to bunch up in the back and the cable management sucks. So whenever I buy PSU, my PSU go-to are like EVGA PSUs that are like at least 80 plus bronze. So it's like, I don't know why I unplugged that, I didn't need to. Those are my go-to because they, even though they do have like cables coming out of a hole like this one does, it's semi-modular, so there are separate cables you can plug into it, and and cable managed to your best of your abilities. It's kind of like the best of both worlds, really. So we're going to go and unplug the hard drive because we have another spare one of those that we can give to this guy. Go and plug that in, and let's be real here, I'm probably going to need... Okay, it's the only drive in there, so I guess realistically we are going to need to have a USB in there because we are going to have to install it to the hard drive because it's all they have as a device. I'm just glad they don't have an SSD in here that just does absolutely nothing. Alright, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go and power it on. I don't think we have to worry about viruses because it's a new install thing and it's not dirty. And there's nothing about cables, right? Yeah, no, it's just Silverstone parts. Okay, cool. Which is the power supply. Gonna collect that. We got our nice 5 stars. And got some new parts that we don't have to worry about right now because obviously, you know, down the road if we need them, we buy them. And that's good. That's today's day taken care of. Go ahead and go to next day. And Thursday. One job. It's literally replacing a RAM stick. You know what? This is going to be a very easy day, isn't it? Go ahead and take this out. Take our RAM stick out. And go ahead and put the RAM stick in. And while we're here, because it's a very quick job, I might as well plug in the USB device and run for viruses because it can't hurt to check. Go ahead and install the virus scanner. While that's doing its thing, we'll open up the shop in the email. Okay, this guy needs me to fix his computer and run 3D Mark. He doesn't need a specific score, he just wants to make sure it doesn't crash. And it's also Dr. Waterman's friend, so we might as well. It's seeming like it's going to be a CPU thermal paste issue. So we'll just grab that. This guy needs a motherboard and a graphics card. I'll accept it for obvious reasons. It's very simple. Yes, let's go! This guy wants a B250M! I have that! I just have one here because I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm very happy that that this guy can actually put my spare board to use. It's an R9 280 gaming LE is what I need. R9 280 gaming 3 gig LE. That's what I need. Next day, buy now and accept. Let's go! I can finally give that board away. Alright, this guy needs a PSU and a graphics card. What do you need? You need a 980 gamer and a 500 Cooler Master. Storage. No, I want power supplies. What am I talking about? That one. And then I want a 980 gamer. Just a regular gamer, right? Yeah, okay, cool. We'll hit that. We'll go and do next day, buy now, accept. And those are all in transit. And this one I'm currently working on right now. We'll go and restart the computer for the virus scan. Scan for viruses. Go and clean the files. We're going to uninstall the virus scanner. And this should be good to go. Collect the payment. New RAM is working well. That's great. And that's this day taken care of. So we'll go ahead and shut off the light. And we will close up shop for the day. Friday! Turn the light back on. Get our stuff. We'll put our diagnosing one there. And then we'll grab the easy one first. Why not? And then we'll turn the computer on. And we'll go ahead and, you know what? Let's switch it up for the day. Let's do our emails first. This guy needs some new RAM. He needs a 4 gig 2666. Looking like this one, the D10, right? Yeah, okay. So that's fine. He gets one of those, and that's it. So we'll do that, and we'll next day it. Make my PC better? No. No. And no. And okay, cool. So it's just the RAM again Monday, it looks like. So that's perfect. That'll start off next episode fairly easily. Alright, this guy needs me to diagnose this. Thank God for this wonderful it turns on. So there must be something more in depth. Oh, you know what? This is the thermal paste guy. Yeah, see, it's running at 54 degrees. That's not good. We gotta put some thermal paste in. It almost just kind of seems like that. When my uncle was working on the store, it just seems like he was using the cream cheese for thermal paste, it seems. I just don't understand how he managed to mess that up. Alright, let's go ahead and plug in the USB drive. We'll plug that in. We'll install ourselves a 3D Mark copy, and we will run it. And while that's installing, I'm going to get this plate off, as well as the back plate off, because we need to get the PSU out. And we'll go ahead and restart that computer over here. We'll go ahead and unplug everything from the PSU. Unplug the mount. And we will go ahead and start the virus scan, or not the virus scan, what am I talking about? The 3D Mark. We'll let that start running in the background while we go ahead and replace our PSU and our graphics card. Fairly simple too, because it's a very small graphics card. We'll go ahead and put the new 980 Gamer in there. We'll screw it in. Put our PCI lock back on. And I'll go ahead and put the new power supply in there as well. Put the PSU mount back on, and everything should be good to go to be able to plug in, and everything should be working just fine. So let's go ahead and plug in our 24 pin, our CPU ATX power, as well as our hard drive and our solid state. And we're going to go ahead and turn that back on. And if I'm correct, we didn't have to install a hard drive, so we don't have to worry about any installs at all for the operating system. All we gotta do is make sure this looks fairly clean too. It doesn't look like it needs anything. Gigabyte in his PC, that's fine. Plastic orange cables he wants. Never mind, that's a different guy. This guy here. Nice and shiny new components. Can you make some more priority, please? Okay, that's fine. There's nothing else that he asked me to do. So we are good to go. Collect. Let's go. 5 stars. And then we can go ahead and put that up there. Got ourselves a 2823, which didn't matter in the long run because it just needs to not crash on us. So we can do that and collect that. And we got some new parts, which is nice. And we got the motherboard, the graphics card we got to take care of now. And that will end off today's day. And this is fine anyway, because to get to the graphics, to get to the motherboard, I gotta unplug the graphics card anyway. So it's gonna be, it makes sense just to do everything all at once, because then you can put the new card in while you're at it. Go and grab ourselves the RAM. We'll unplug the 24 pin, unplug the CPU, unplug the fan, take out the CPU while we unplug everything else. We'll take that. We'll close that up. And we'll remove the ATX board, or the MATX board, and we'll be able to finally plug in the other board that we bought accidentally for somebody else. I love when that happens, because then it saves you money in the long run, and at the end of the day, you do need it for something. Like, you should never worry about misbuying parts, because realistically, like, somebody down the road is gonna come to your shop and be like, "Hey, I need a new board. This is what I need," and you can use what you accidentally bought from previous times. It's just, if you buy a board and like 2 years passes and there's already better boards out there, I mean, realistically, then you would just want to sell it for, you know, for a cheap price, so that people can like still use that board in budget builds and stuff. All right, got the new motherboard in. We're gonna get the CPU in. I'm gonna open up the CPU shield, put the chip in there. We're gonna put the thermal paste on, and then we're gonna put our Arctic cooler back on there. We're gonna go ahead and plug in everything else while we're at it, while we're on the cable tab. Nope, I lied. I remember this guy wants orange cables. Am I wrong? He wants orange cables. Let us buy him orange cables. I literally just did that. What does he want? He wants plastic orange. Okay, so I'll buy that by same day. We'll grab these and then we'll go ahead and plug it in. Yeah, that honestly, that doesn't even look bad. This guy's got some taste. I guess, I mean, it matches the cooler, but I guess it really wouldn't match the board that much. I think red, with a red cooler and maybe some red cables, that would have made this case look a little cooler. And then, of course, maybe some RGB fans in the front here instead of your normal 120mm cheapy fans. Alright. We'll go ahead and put the new card in here. Screw that in. Go ahead and plug it in with some nice orange cables. And we should... Oh, you know what? We need the stick of RAM in there, don't we? Alright, let's turn that back on and try us again. Oh, you know what? I lied. I gotta put the PCI lock back on. Which I think it's gonna make me do before I put the actual panel on. Which is stupid because the panel's not actually in the way, but the game's like, yes, it is. So, whatever. Alright, we'll do that. It's very busy looking, so I think I'm gonna just take the time real quick to install a virus. I did not mean to turn the computer off, but I will while we're here. Go ahead and turn on XMP to make his RAM a lot faster, because if we don't, his RAM does not run at advertised speeds. Alright, go ahead and install our virus scanner. Go ahead and restart the computer once it loads. Thank you for that. And while that's doing this thing, I just want to look at my inventory of CPUs. I've got a used 6600K and a 6700 that I don't even need. I wonder if I should just put that in my rig. Well, let's sell all broken first because I have a bunch of broken stuff. You know what? Let's put this used 6600K in my rig while we're here, while we have the time to kind of sit down with. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out. I'm going to take out my little cheapy Pentium. And I'm going to put in a 6600K. Is this the used one that I just clicked on? Yeah, it is. I don't personally mind using used CPU. That's fine. I wouldn't sell it to anybody else, though. So plug that back in. I'm going to make sure it works real quick before I put it back together. Alright, cool. So we're going to go ahead and... go ahead and put that together. I'm going to put that back down there. I already did my email, so I'm not going to bother. Actually, you know what? I gotta collect my payment. Alright, so this is good to go. I need to just run the virus scan. Surprisingly, 0 viruses. That's funny. Because like, there's so much stuff like that's just cluttered on the desktop. I'm very surprised they haven't misdownloaded something by mistake. So that's cool. I mean, I guess that's better than nothing, right? I don't know. I'm opening a shop. Collect our payment. 4 stars. Oh. The CPU end up, I guess I should have probably replaced the CPU too? Okay, well. I guess whatever, really. Alright. And the RAM's in transit for tomorrow as well, so that's good to go. That was just a mistake on my part, I guess. I should have, like, I should start reading these emails more, because these emails give you hints and stuff that I'm not really paying attention to. Alright, so Friday's done. I'm going to end the day, and that also is going to be the end of this episode. Today was a fairly quick and easy week. I'm very happy that it didn't take wicked long, because the past few episodes have been very long weeks that people just need like 17 things at once, and it's just a big hassle to deal with everything when you're just one guy with 2 desks. Alright, but for now I am going to leave it here. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I love it, this channel. Guys, I've got a Discord. Come check me outside of YouTube. You can fun time for all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Goodbye!